This conference will now be recorded.
City of Hazlet Park and Recreation Board meeting, quorum present, starting at 6 p.m. on April 8th, 2026. I guess now it's 6:01. No citizens are present. Items of community interest include the City of Hazlet general election. General election will be held Saturday, May 2nd from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. To elect council members, place 1, 3, and 5. Please visit the elections page for current information. Brush and limb drop-off event will also be May 2nd from 8 a.m. to noon at the Hazlet Public Works Department on Schoolhouse Road, 791 Schoolhouse Road. The Hazlet Public Library will be hosting a Carter Blood Care blood drive from noon to 4 on May 22nd, 2026. And the Memorial Day event will be at the Hazlet Community Park Veterans Memorial Garden on May 25th at 10 a.m. All city offices and the Hazlet Public Library will be closed on Monday, May the 25th in observance of Memorial Day. We have a consent agenda item. Well, that one, can you open it back up? I'm sorry. Yeah, just scroll all the way down. Keep going. Okay. Oh, yeah, that was your meeting. It was your meeting, that's why. I didn't, because I wasn't here. And then the financial statement. Can you remind me what the community park projects have been this year in the past 3 months? That totaled $260,000.
I'm actually gonna turn it over to James.
Well, as far as what you're seeing build, I'm not sure. The latest project that I know of that was completed was the drainage improvements through there, and there may be payments for that.
I'll speak for this month.
Okay. What is this?
It's the remainder of the
Yeah.
same drainage project that's been ongoing.
I mean, this invoice specifically is dealing with the final walkthrough for that drainage project. So, I said without seeing exactly, that's the only work that's been done is work on that, and they also did an exhibit for a fencing project in the park. That's the only two items that I'm aware of.
I just think is that fiscal year? That's not just this year, it's from October of last year?
From October 1. Yes.
Just
And
Just seems like
typically,
$260,000. I don't really see much, so I was wondering what it was.
It's probably retainage, it's probably the final payments. We hold back a certain amount of money for a length
Right.
of time, so there's distributions throughout the whole project, and once the final walkthrough goes, they release the majority of the funds, and a small amount is kept for 2 years in a maintenance bond.
And then just out of curiosity, the Park Fund Fee 15, that is community park projects. Does Park Board need to look at that fund at all, or is that just you fix whatever you need to in the community park? And you just know where the line comes from? Like, is this our fund that we're supposed to be approving, or is this just,
No.
we're just looking at it?
FYI, it's
Okay.
approved by council in the budget
Got it.
at the beginning of the year.
Okay, next one. I guess I was thinking we were looking at Fund 4 and couldn't figure out how we got to 260,000, but now it makes sense. Infamous Fund 15. Is the 4th of July expenditures just the deposits for the things that we approved?
That is paid in full to Inflatable Party Magic for the items y'all approved last month. And yes, 50% deposit to Pyro Show. 12 grand went to Pyro.
Can we go back to the top of that just real fast? Thanks. Anybody like it or dislike it? Do we have a motion?
This is Cindy. I'd like to make a motion that we approve the March 18th minutes and the March financial report.
Motion to approve the consent agenda. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? None opposed? We have a discussion regarding updates at city parks. Does that come from James?
of just
Good
Easter egg
job.
hunt. Oddly enough, we did not have pictures of all the kids picking up the eggs. We have pictures of y'all and us, but
I think we restrained ourselves because some kids may not want their pictures taken.
that doesn't make sense. Maybe that's what we did. But either way, we all thought it went well. So the mayor did ask me to show you all this to make sure you were aware. I know the topic of storage facilities has come up. And we've mentioned this before, but the layout that's being worked out behind our Public Works building has, if you can see in that zoomed in area, 4,000 square feet of a warehouse space. He is aware that y'all are looking for dedicated permanent space specifically for park board. And what he does with that, that he's aware that y'all have requested that. But he did want me to show you that there is a definite plan and we have accounted for what you have in storage currently. So we are planning on that space being dedicated to what you're currently doing. So at the very minimum, you can at least see what's currently being planned out there, and that is a great deal of space. It's not necessarily, I don't have the exact amount of square footage, but it was enough to accommodate the 3 buildings that you're currently, the 2 that you rent, and the other building. So if we had to put everything in there at one time, we're accounting for that space.
So the building in the park would be empty, or
No.
could be.
I think when we planned for it, the goal was to keep the floor space open so that temporarily y'all could use it for when we have events that you can either work out of it or put temporary stuff in, but long-term storage would not, we just didn't want it to be, filled to the doors where you couldn't work out of there. So that was the plan at least. But like I said, I think he's, at least took what you suggested, and we'll look at additional storage space if that's something that y'all continue to think you would need. The hope is that this will get built within a year or so. Engineering has worked at a timeline, like I said, and right now staff is looking at the layout that they provided, and they're also working on utilities and things like that. It's very hard to see on here, sorry about that, but basically that's where we are, is in the approving the layout. So December 27 is when they had the plan for closing out. We're trying to stick to this time frame. We did order a picnic table for the new pavilion, and it's 4 to 6 weeks for delivery. And when we were looking at this design here, it has the same amount of seating, but it is different than what we typically have. If y'all absolutely hate this, I do think chances are they would have time to modify what we ordered. But we've never had one of these, and we like the fact that it has a nice flange to mount it down. The other ones don't. They have, it's not specifically made to be anchored to concrete. This one is, and we thought it fit kind of nice. So if y'all are okay with this, it'll be here in 4 to 6 weeks, hopefully sooner. If not, we could attempt to make a change there. And we did opt for green. Basically in the park, the old color scheme was like a light blue and yellow for everything. And the new playground is green and brown, and the pavilions are always a cream color. We like to do away with the blue and yellow and go towards tan, brown, and green. And several of those picnic tables and stuff need to be slowly replaced. We kind of like the black on the stand here because black is easy to match after the fact. So as kids, scratch into it, if there's graffiti, it's really easy to get gloss black. It's hard to get exact colors of brown or tan. Lighter colors also show graffiti way easier. And I'm not 100% sure. We asked the distributor of this one, and they were going to look at an answer, but I believe there's a potential on this one, if y'all desired, that we could take one of the 4 benches off of it and you could make it handicap accessible. I don't know if that works out on the heights, and that's what they didn't, but that's an option that could be looked into if we decide that, you want to take one of the sections off. You could leave that open possibly.
Do you know if they have any that flip? Like a flip-up bench, so that if somebody wanted to use it, but we could still have access to...
I have not found any that did that, but as far as what you see here, are we all good with that color? And are y'all okay with the black bases as far as moving forward? And we'll try to stick to that. but that is what's been ordered.
Sorry, I have one more question. Can half of the seat be removed?
It's sitting underneath that pavilion, so it is, yes.
So can half of the seat, because a wheelchair doesn't need the whole, I mean, there's going to be a bar there. Can you remove half of a seat? Like, can you just do like a single seat instead of a double?
I think it's potentially you could remove one of these benches and have 3 out of 4.
Yeah, I guess my question is, can you have 3.5?
No. That's a solid piece across there. There's no way to do that.
But when you take off that bench part, you also would take off the bar?
Yeah, the entire arm, and like I said,
So that a wheelchair could fit underneath
And
it?
to be clear, they didn't advertise that as a feature. When we looked at this, we liked a lot of things about it. It has the same amount of seating as the wider one, but it's smaller, so there's more room under the pavilion. Because sometimes people just bring chairs and stuff and don't necessarily want to sit in these. We like the fact that it anchored down, so it has like an actual plate that's easy to anchor. And then we looked at this and thought, hey, we could unbolt the whole section if you wanted to dedicate that to a wheelchair accessible. What I don't know, like I said, it was not advertised as that, and so they were looking into seeing if there's any complication that we don't know that would not allow that. So I think you have the options, but either way, we think it's worth trying this as opposed to what we've had in the past. So.
And it looks like if you took off one bench and one pipe, the biggest problem might be if the weight distribution is not correct.
So it would have to always, because if you had one person sit on this, you'd be expected on all sides to support weight no matter what. It doesn't matter. It would not matter. You don't have to evenly space people out as long as you don't exceed the overall weight, which is, I think, 560 pounds.
For each bench?
I think that's collective. Well, it would probably be it didn't specify, so I would think it's for each bench, 560 pounds. Yeah. And we haven't had it in a while, but in the past, we had issues with people trying to steal or at least move the benches. So, and the way the other one's attached, because it's tubing, it just doesn't anchor down as tightly. This one we think will be just better in general. So, and it's also a slightly, I don't know if anybody else will notice, but it's a higher grade coating. The other coatings on those, they're thick and they're rubbery, and sometimes if you feel underneath them, there's drips. The drips are sometimes not necessarily sharp, but they're pretty hard, and if you were to grab underneath there, they're not as nice as this. This will be a smoother finish and it's supposed to last longer. We haven't had this kind of a finish either, so it's kind of a test run for most of it, and it's not supposed to decay as fast. I know red and blue seem to be the ones that fade and deteriorate the fastest. Green seems to have the longest lifespan. Perfect. Yeah, we're excited, and we were hoping y'all would be okay with it. Like I said, we've already ordered it, but there was, if you just hated it, we could attempt to undo that. The next item is this is probably on one of the things that's been billed for. This was basically a boundary fence for community park, and this has been in the budget the previous year. It was a capital project that was approved. And it basically allows for, if you look in the top right-hand corner, they're just access gates, very simple pipe rail, and it keeps people from driving into the park unrestricted. So when we have events, we can open that up, but when events are over, we can lock that and you won't have it. We don't see it a ton, but on weekends and stuff, it's not uncommon to see Jeeps and things like that in the back of the park. We're trying to eliminate that. Also on the side next to the tennis courts, we have been not intentionally, but we are encroaching on that property line. If you see where that driveway is, we really don't have that kind of room there. This is reflective of what the actual property boundary is for the park. And so we like to fence this off so we stay on city property and we're not venturing onto the church's property there. And it's going to be, I think that's a 5-rail pipe fence. It's hard to see in there, but it's built to last in the park. It's going to be painted black as well. So. Any questions on this one? Or
I missed what you said about the church property.
This is right here. This section right here
Oh, okay, I see it
is
now.
all the church.
I'm back.
property.
Sorry, I missed the line.
And if you look, there's a little bit where we have gravel and stuff that often we access. But with the last survey, it really does show that our property boundary is outside of that. So we're just slightly encroaching, and we want to make sure we're keeping everybody in the park off that church property. So that is something we've already gotten quotes for. We're putting that together to go to council, and if they approve it, we'll see this go into effect pretty quickly.
Would that be locked down at night when the park closes?
Well, the only gate is on this side, on 156, and it'll be locked all the time with the exception of events.
Oh, so there's no gates on the
There's
other
no
entrances?
gate or anything there. It's just a defining, I mean, you'd have to jump curbs to get through there. It's not meant to lose the open feel, but it will show a very good dividing. It's just not very clear where that property line is, and it was surveyed previously, and this will make that very obvious to everybody where they can and can't be. All right. And then you already mentioned this, but we wanted to remind everybody it is the brush and limb drop-off and also paper shredding. That's, everything naturally no processed wood or anything like that, but if it's naturally growing shrubs, things like that, we will take that, and any kind of paper shredding.
James, can you go back to that previous picture real quick?
Uh-huh.
What is the outlined area with the dots in it?
This or this?
Not where the fence is, but the property, right in the center of it, with all
this
the
is
dots in it.
This is the flood zone.
Okay,
Yeah, this is just where the creek runs, and that's the extent of the floodway.
okay. All right, thank you.
And I believe that's everything. I guess the Memorial Garden, we've received 2 bids on that. We have 3 other people that have expressed that they intend to bid, but we have not received that. We're trying to give them as much opportunity as possible. I will tell you at least one of the bids out of the 2 is over the threshold that would require public bidding, and I think that's where we're gonna land. One, to get a better response. We hate to only have one, qualified bidder. Both are qualified, it's just one exceeds the requirements. So if we don't, I think we'll give it probably through the end of next week. If we don't get any more response or anything we feel like it's worth taking there, we'll have engineering publicly bid it, and then we should be able to award off of that.
How much is that bid, just for curiosity? That's over?
Because we haven't seen, that's over, or, I don't want to tell you the amount of the bids just because we're still receiving them, and if people happen to watch this, we don't want to influence what they would bid. But the absolute threshold was raised this year to $100,000. Anything over $100,000 requires public bidding.
Can you direct me to where that is? Because I just looked at that a couple days ago and it was 50,000.
I can send you the update on that, yes. And if that's all the questions, that's what I got to show you for updates. I guess one other thing too. Y'all did request that we looked at the disc golf signage. There's a little wooden mounts, or I can't remember exactly who brought it up, but it was mentioned. We are looking at getting a cost to get those replaced. The 4x4 post, we can do that with maintenance money, and we're going to most likely have Fast Signs print the signs. They are close, and we like what's similar to the tennis court ones. It's on a big, thick piece of ABS. They've held up better than some of the metal ones. So hopefully we'll have that done in the next month or so.
James, just to be clear, the Memorial Garden will not be touched this year.
Well, no, I would say it's
Well,
hopefully
no, I mean
not
before Memorial Day.
correct.
So will we
We'll
have
do
it?
any kind of cleanup or anything needed to make it as nice as possible, but it would definitely not be under construction by that, unfortunately. We were hoping it would be, but it takes time, unfortunately.
All right, thank you.
I have a question about Community Park, just to follow up with the Girl Scouts. Have they put their owl
have
habitat
not.
out there yet?
They have not.
Okay, just curious.
They've been in contact with we basically our parks foreman. We've put them in contact with them. He's reached out a couple times, and they hadn't heard much back. They were trying to get a date to schedule. It should be a very simple process, but we haven't had them reach back out for a date. So we're ready whenever they are, and we'll give you pictures and updates as soon as they get that done.
One more thing, James. There was an amount on our financial report about doing something to Nance Field. Can you let us know what that was? It was,
My assumption is that's gonna be, surveying and work for the concrete parking lot. So I believe EDC is wanting to fund that project, but there was some engineering fees that went that, and I mean, that's just my assumption. I haven't seen it, unless you know, Katrina.
I have it right here. I'm still not sure. I'll read it to you. You maybe can tell them what this is. Prepare plans and technical support, CAD, tech, design, professional support services, HMA versus RC,
Yes.
materials disc, additional field, layout disc, east parking, ultimate configuration, concept layout of parking lot, disc review, alternative disc materials, and surveyor disc. What does disc stand for? I feel like that's
That
short for
specifically, I don't
some.
know, but all those items directly relate to the parking lot. So it was a comparison between doing asphalt versus concrete. That was documents that were prepared and presented to council before they picked and moved on. The surveying is just required for them to do those layouts. And then, I guess any kind of, submittals they did, that's what that's what that bill would cover is.
and I'm just curious, why is the park board funds being used for that when HEDC is the one that's initiated it and going to do the project?
So I'm not sure how or who coded those, and we'll make sure that's the appropriate one. Originally, this project was coming from a capital request, and I would have thought it would have came out of that. Do you know what fund it came out of?
Yes, I do. It's right here on the budget. I think they're looking at it already, right?
I will say too that these bills came prior to the acceptance of that, but there may be the option to do a reconciliation to transfer that back. But all these were done in,
Mansfield Projects is the line it came out of.
okay, okay. Well, we'll make sure that that's the appropriate place to have taken it from. Like I said, I'm not sure who coded those directly, so. Yeah,
Thank you.
we'll look into that and report back.
Any more park questions?
I do know one more thing is that HCEDC hasn't published that project yet. They have to publish that for 60 days before they could take any action. Maybe that's why.
You're good, James? Okay. I have any questions? Oh, actually, I do have a question. At Community Park, where the playground is near the volleyball court, can more of that area be used in replacing the park structure? Meaning, if it stops here, can it go to here?
Are you asking if we expand the area for the playground?
Is there a reason that we wouldn't be able to do that if
Not
we
that I'm
didn't?
aware- Yeah, you could, I mean, I see no reason why you can't expand or change it however we see fit. There's no legal requirement that would keep you from doing it.
And then my other question was, do you have the Frisbee golf marked out where I could get a copy of that
We do?
'Kay.
I can send you one of
It's
those.
on the website.
on the website? Okay,
I can send it to you.
because I don't want to go into that area either. We're just looking at expanding some of the park area as we're working on the playground building.
And I don't think any of the Frisbee golf things are that close to that. They're surrounding it.
Yeah, I just wonder if it's in the line of throw.
Right.
Well,
It's all going to be in the line of
yeah,
it.
and it currently is too. Like there's the, adding the tennis court, that kind of interfered, so really, some of it has to go around that. We do get the occasional call for people who got a Frisbee in the tennis court. When it was more open, those were very straight lines, and now they're just obstacles that people work around. Usually, Frisbee golf is placed in areas where that's expected, so these are just natural hazards, and we've modified a little of them over the years. There's a few of them that probably need to be changed. We may ought to look at slightly changing the tees to make sure of it. So if there's a plan for that.
I've never played Frisbee golf, so I have no idea. That's why I'm asking. I don't know, like, does it have to be clear? Do you flip around?
No, I mean, ideally, we would have more wooded areas and trees and things that were natural obstacles, and that's some of the reasons why we don't take down all the trees in the, creek area. But, I would say that's typical, that Frisbee golf kind of fits around all the other amenities.
I just didn't want kids to be playing and there be in the line of a flying disc.
If we find that that's an issue there, we'll kind of modify to make that work. I think that course originally was only 9 holes, and I want to say it is 18 now.
Oh, okay.
While we're talking about community park and the playground, can we get an update on what's going on with the committee? What's been done?
The committee has a meeting on Friday. If you want to come, you're welcome to, James, to have some presentations presented to us. They're going to give us closed bids. We're expecting it's over $100,000 for sure, just because of how much previous bids have cost. So they're just coming in and giving us their design ideas. The committee is going to look at them, and then I plan to bring it back to our board for what we have chosen, but also for you guys to review yourselves and just kind of look at the things. I know in the past when we've looked at park things, almost always somebody here has a good idea and says, oh, well, can we put that piece on that one, and what do they have that's similar to that? So if y'all are up for it, we'd still like to bring it back to you. I thought that's what we had agreed on when we made the committee, was to bring it back to the park board to make a recommendation to council. So nothing's been decided. One of our committee members has worked in this design area before and brought a lot of really good ideas. And so it's been fun to kind of see this expectation of big and bold. And Cindy and I had to remind them that we like to have more than ADA accessible playgrounds versus all-inclusive, which tend to be very, very expensive. Someone sent me a rough draft from a company that we've used in the past, and it was a lot of money to make it completely accessible. And so, yeah, that's expensive. It was smaller, but anyways, it'll get up there. And then I spoke to someone who worked on Dream Park, that big Fort Worth one that we've always kind of compared to. And they said, when that was built, you could have built it for $1 million, and now it's $1 million just to replace the flooring. So it's kind of, prices have gone up, so we're learning some things. We haven't finalized anything. We've just kind of got some ideas, and we're going to look at some different companies this week and see what they have to offer and see how we can put it together, and then hopefully we can get going. That's kind of why I was asking, can we go out? Because the big plans that were brewing in the committee included expanding that space, and then also perhaps putting a zip line swing kind of parallel, well, actually where the horseshoe pit is that nobody really likes anyway. So that would be kind of a different option. We could always move the horseshoe pit over, and we'll bring it all back to you. We're just seeing what people have to offer and seeing what's available from the different companies. So I don't know if you have anything else, Cindy?
Yeah.
Well, and I would always suggest to not ever put back the horseshoe pit if you took it out. I've never seen
We know how you
that
feel
be
about that.
used.
We've thought about
Yeah.
putting a flooring that is all-weather.
Like an all-purpose
And they could
ground,
use it for bocce ball, they could do all kinds of things with it, so.
Yeah.
like a pour-in-place type of bocce ball versus horseshoes versus whatever else you can play
Right.
on those things.
Yeah, when the current form,
Washers.
I've never seen it used. It was just,
Well, no one uses it because who has horseshoes in the back of their car? So,
the only comment we ever had too was that the few people that ever did in the early days, that the concrete ribbon on each side will break the cast iron horseshoes. So people would say if they did throw them, they would shatter. And so It just hasn't been used, and it'd be great to see something
Yeah,
else
if
go
it
there.
moves, they're trying to rework that to make it more user-friendly and less maintenance required, that anything could use without the higher border, so.
And so you think they'll see that at May meeting?
Do what? We're hoping, yes, we're hoping to have something at the May meeting to present to Park Board. We should, I don't see why we wouldn't. I mean, it's not the first time we've done this. Sometimes things go crazy. Takes years, so. What I thought my kids might enjoy, I don't think they ever were gonna enjoy, so it's fine. I did make them play on Gambles Park though, just because I'm that kind of mom. And my daughter humored me. But that's all we have. Nothing yet, but we've had several meetings with the committee members. One of the committee members that's on EDC and the library board, I believe, she just happens to be on both, has done a lot of work. And I know she's done a lot of work because I've done the same work that she's doing on previous parks. And that's just gathering information from vendors and meeting with vendors and going to a big vendor event. And she did a lot of work. And so we appreciate that. It was really helpful to have that.
The whole board has worked well together. Had a few disagreements, but we're all going to do that, so. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what we see on Friday and
Yeah, we have some like flooring ideas and yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's going to be fun.
Okay, Memorial Day celebration will be May the 25th at 10 a.m. Chuck, do you have any?
We discussed giving William, the TAPS person, the award. Do we want to give it to him on Memorial Day when he's there? Or do we want him, I'm not sure that he'll be available to come. I don't know. I didn't ask if he could come up here.
Well, when you mentioned giving it to him during the ceremony, I think that's perfect. And
I
you
know
after
he's-
he
we know
plays
he's gonna be
taps,
there, yeah.
Bring him up and give him the certificate, and then we end it with God bless the USA.
Yeah. So if that's
think
all
that's a
right
great
with the park board. And
My
all
only
of you
question
are
is, would
wel-
that take away from the memorial celebration by giving someone an award that's not a service person? I don't know. I'm
I
asking.
don't think
Okay.
so, yeah. And all of the park board would be welcome to come and join in the procedure if
Of
you'd like
course,
to.
yep.
Of course, you're always welcome.
And then your son-in-law is
Yeah,
gonna
I
speak?
double-checked with him yesterday, he's still good to go.
Okay,
And Cindy and I are working on a program.
and we have the podium and the,
James is
Speaker
gonna make sure the
box.
podium and the squawk box are there.
do we get chairs?
The pricing for the chairs is the same as last year. You guys had 75 chairs for $187.
That's probably good, 75, yeah. It'd be nice if we filled them all.
We need to make a motion to pay for that?
187.
This is Cindy. I'd like to make a motion that we pay for the chairs for the Memorial Day celebration at $187.
Motion for chairs for Memorial Day. Do I have a second?
This is Chuck, I second.
Chuck seconds. All in favor? None opposed? So we have TAPS. Are the Boy Scouts coming?
Yep.
VFW? Maybe?
Reached out to them this week. I reached out to the VFW this week, and he said he hadn't seen anything on Memorial Day. So I sent him the flyer that you put out, and I haven't heard back, so I'm sure they'll be there.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. But the Boy Scouts are on, and the typical, the firemen are coming down, the sheriff's posse.
Have you heard from
I
them?
think I heard from her, and she said they would be here. You talked to the fire department, or do I need to do that?
Yeah, you need to do that, just to double check. I mean, they're always there, so I just assumed they'd be there. Yeah, that's true.
How about the Marine Corps League? I mean, they're in the same building.
Right, he usually comes with VFW, but, I mean, that's a good point. If I had his email, I'd shoot him personally.
I don't have any of their contact.
I'll look and see. In fact, I'll just tell Josh, guy communicate with there, the vice chair, whatever he is. And I'll have him pass the word to the Marine Corps. Yeah, they're all together.
And then somebody's gonna check with William Kimmel to see if he's coming.
So it sounds like we got it wired.
We still have one park board meeting before that, right? Good?
Yep.
Fireworks Independence Day event is June the 26th, 2025.
We have not hired a band. We've talked about it. I think we talked about having the same group come as last year, but we have not hired them.
How many band solicitations do we have?
84 million, got this guy on hold, that's what you guys.
I really liked them from last year. Yeah, they did a good job, and they've cut us kind of a price for, they called it family and friends. So it's,
Jukebox Hero.
yeah.
Yeah.
What did he actually quote us?
5,500 for their price, and then I have a quote here for the stage, not of them, different, for 800, the same guy and the same stage that we've had before. Still want the stage.
Yep.
Let's see, it says it is 3 feet tall, 24 by 20. $800.
All right, I'd like to make a motion that we have the jukebox band, the Jukebox Heroes band come to our fireworks day event on June 26, 2025 for $5,500. And they're two different entities, so I thought we'd do both.
All right, motion for the band, Jukebox Heroes.
Yeah, second.
Larry seconds. All in favor? Unopposed?
This is Cindy. I make a motion to get the stage for $800 for the same event, June 26, 2025.
This is Larry, I second.
All in favor? None opposed?
I have a question on the fireworks. Since we're going with a new company, we're going to have to redo the music again. And when would they want that music? Oh, I thought it was you using somebody different.
No, fireworks shows, we've used them several times.
No, did we use them last year? Okay, all right. For some reason, I was thinking it was somebody different.
Well, we have Darcy, the other one's Illumination, and year before that, we did use Illumination.
Okay, so they still have the music then.
But I still have the disc from last year, but if you guys want to change it, they always want it really early.
Right.
Send that ASAP.
Okay. What I'll do is try to get the songs that we used last year and bring them to the next meeting and let y'all look at them, and if there's something y'all want to add to it or take away, or hear them. Yeah. And bring the disc. Okay. And that's what we did with that music. Everybody had input, and I put everybody's songs on there that wanted a song.
Then we have to check them against our license and make sure that they are songs that we can use publicly.
Okay.
Speaking of that, can you check and see if we can use God Bless the USA?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I feel like
I think we
I know, but
can use that.
not since I've been
So-
here, so I just figured to throw it back in there
Okay.
as the closing thing for the ceremony.
Yeah.
I thought it was in there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make that list and,
Maybe we could come up with stuff for the 250 songs to put on there, maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something there's a song to somebody reading the Declaration of Independence or something, I don't know.
yeah.
Something like that, if we can find it.
Okay.
But I mean, it's always good, so whatever
Yeah.
we've been doing.
Okay.
So are there any other ideas to do something special to commemorate the 250th? There was the one suggestion to have a reenactment group and read the declaration, and I have been unable to locate one. I tried.
That's just an actor, but I don't know that anyone really. All of our sounds are out.
If I talk really loud, would that work?
And then I have one more thing that I want to share with y'all that I found. What's the name of this one? Card My Yard. Y'all probably heard of it, I've seen that on Facebook. So I talked to this lady, and I think this would be nice to put in the park, and we could put, here's what I came up with. That's cool. Like, that's the text, but it was look like. It's called, Card My Yard, Justin and Haslett. Her name is Michelle Pope. But this is only gonna run around $190. And she said she can make the letters supersized, and then they'll be, I don't know if you can tell, kind of glittery, I think, like this one. But I thought $200, that would probably be. I know you wanted something a little extra special. They will install it, and it stays in the ground. And I, figure we would let James, pick a spot, probably somewhere between where you walk in from the event parking and where the booths start, like up on the. Well, we need to get this approved. So if you guys want to make a motion to spend this 200, I can confirm that. I didn't realize it didn't get fixed. I was moving. Is that one working? Oh, the one I broke is the only one working? Yes. Well, just hold your motion, but I'll go ahead and hold this up. This is the beach balls that you guys buy every year. Let me see if I can. 200 quantity beach balls is going to be $400 approximately. And then this is those handheld fans that fold up. We had previously purchased these, the park board didn't, but.
Can we get anything that says 250th anniversary?
We can do custom on this, whatever you wanted.
What about beach balls?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we could.
Haslett 250th anniversary America or whatever the
Yes.
sign says.
I mean, I have not put that together, but I don't think that's a problem, because you can do whatever custom on it. As long as it fits in the logo space.
Yeah, I think that would be fun to do on the beach balls.
I don't love the fan things because they're,
Yeah. They
Well, it's not out, that's all I'm saying, but, open to suggestions if you guys are where y'all want to.
What about noisemakers? Maybe we can hand them out to the kids. We get a whole bunch of those and have that with the or do you think it's gonna be a mess?
Yeah, those are made out of paper.
Yeah, I feel like I've never found a beach ball left over in the park at the end of the 4th of July.
Paper.
What about like those little metal things where you hold the
Yeah.
thing and spin it around and it clanks or something?
I can look them up, I'll see what I can find, noise makers.
Some kind of noise maker.
So they're metal?
Yeah, there's like, it's not really metal, it's probably some tin, aluminum.
I can kind of picture it. And anything else, Dr. Mateo?
So on the one that you just got the quote for, I know we were going to vote on it, and I just now heard about it. But for future reference, we might could add my daughter-in-law's connection to something like that.
Do you know what it costs? Is she giving you a quote live? Oh,
But we can authorize the $200, and then if she comes in with a better quote, we can get it.
we don't have to specify the company. Yeah.
All right, this is Cindy. I'd like to make a motion to spend $200 on on signage for Happy Birthday America, 250 years. Happy 250th Anniversary America. That looks good.
Happy birthday. Let's Google it.
I was gonna say, does anniversary sound right?
Well, according to Google, the United States will celebrate its 250th anniversary,
There you go.
semi-quintessential of independence. So it's the anniversary of independence,
Google's never wrong.
marking 250 years since the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776.
Sounds good.
And I don't know how much of a pain it is to do, but like on the walkway from the parking lot there, those big balloon, whatever you call those, the arches. We used to make those, and they weren't terribly, I mean, they're time consuming, but that might be kind of neat to do. I think they have like cheat ways to do it. They have like little clips that you slide over.
I have a latex allergy, so I'm not volunteering.
Fair enough.
Did,
Okay, so yes, the motion was in the middle of 250th anniversary America yard sign for up to $200. Motioned.
Larry, I second.
Larry seconds, all in favor? All in favor.
One that pays.
I thought one was abstaining.
So could we possibly authorize, you said it would be $400 for the beach balls?
Yes.
Last year we paid $395.23.
Oh.
The price could have gone up.
Well, and could it be more if we do something special on the logo?
Yes, this is a one color logo, one color imprint, it's called. If we had something with more colors, they charge more per color.
Well, we had the Haslett logo on it, didn't we?
In like white, all white,
Oh, okay, okay.
one color.
I don't know that we need another color, but I think the wording might add an additional charge. I don't need another color per se, but it could, still have the Hazlitt happy, does sound funny to say happy anniversary America, or happy 250, or just 250. If it's not anymore, to add a big 250 across Hazlitt. Yeah. Like a commemorative coin, like a little arch over the emblem.
And does anybody have any guess as to how much those balloon arches are?
Do you remember that event that we did when it poured down rain the night before down here? 3 or 4 years ago? It was the grand opening of the Hassel Parkway. Yeah, I spent a lot of money. I can look it up, I don't remember. But, it was just a local balloon company, though, I want to say. 1,500.
Oh, it takes a ton of balloons to make that kind of an arch.
I can find someone that can do that.
Yeah,
Come
we
on.
used to just, it's been 2 decades since I've made one. But we used to get helium tanks and just, you'd fill them up. I mean, it's been a long time since I've had a balloon.
Even the fire department couldn't get me helium last night, so.
Well, yeah, they used to have like
I say we
You
ask
can do it
around
easy.
and see if anybody that we know wants to make a couple extra $100, because that seems like a lot of money, but I'm sure we can find somebody.
So I have a friend of mine that does them. I just asked her. I'll
Okay.
get back to you.
And I don't think we have to decide that today for the arch anyway. Sounds great.
I'd like to go ahead and authorize up to $500 for the beach balls, so we can get those ordered
I'll second.
for the fireworks, Independence Day.
Motion for 200 beach balls in the amount of up to $500 that have the Hazlet logo with some type of 250th something on it. Motion by Cindy, seconded by myself. All in favor? None opposed.
James, I have a question. Is that fence going to be up then, or no?
I mean, it's possible, but it's possible, yes.
Okay.
Is it a concern if it is or isn't, or
I don't know.
it shouldn't cause any issue? It's, like I said, it's just along the perimeter of 156, and the gates are specifically made to accommodate people coming in and going, so.
Yeah, okay.
It really depends on, like I said, we already have bids for it, we'd have to get it to council, it can't go on this agenda, it'd be the next one. And then if it was approved, it'd depend on the time frame. But it's a pretty small project, so it's very possible we could have it done by then.
Could we make sure that they don't just dig holes and about the time we're supposed to have the ceremony, and then we've got all these pole holes out there, like in the middle of the project? Uh-huh. Part.
Yeah, we'll make sure, if they were to do it, it's a very fast project. They will drill holes and set all those posts at one time, and then they'll come back and do all the top rails and stuff, so. But we'll make sure it doesn't interfere with any kind of event.
Do we need anything else for the fireworks day? Okay.
The vendors come usually at the last minute.
The vendors?
Do we get the axe throwing people?
We did. They said they'll get back.
Okay.
I asked them for pricing, and they replied, it's didn't include the pricing. I guess it's coming. Vendors, we're gonna do 150 again, right?
100 for food, 50 for regular. Oh yeah, that reminds me. We got that email, so I wanted to ask y'all what y'all thought about this, and this would be the event that I would ask about it for.
That's number 8 now.
Well, I'll just hold my sentence. That applies to this line. Okay. We're good for celebration. Movie in the Park 2026. I don't know. We usually pick September, right? Because we got whacked out so many years in a row. I don't know, October's not so bad either. August, September, October, whatever y'all think.
Late September's always pretty good.
Usually. 25.
I'm looking at the 18th. Anybody have any preference? You want? For the movie in the park, 18th or the 25th?
It's all scheduled and I didn't hear one time, but it's not,
The what?
I guess we can wait.
Remember one time it fell
We
on
picked the
like
date
Northwest day night.
and nobody came.
Okay.
We might wait until a few months to pick the day. My now teenage child looked at the movie book that we got that just talked about what's going to be available this year. And I don't know if anyone has any preferences, but she suggested Zootopia 2 or Goat. So those were the two cartoonish newer movies. Goat, it's like greatest of all time. It's like an actual goat. Your kids are still little, James. Do you have any
We didn't see that one. We saw
Zootopia 2?
That was good. And is the Mario movie not going to be available by then?
We did the first
one. The second
Mario,
one
and
just came out this last weekend.
I don't remember if it was in the book that they gave us.
If it was in the book, I would suggest that
I
one.
personally didn't like the Mario movie, so I probably just didn't pay attention. I'm being biased. That's my own bias. So I did not see it, but I wasn't looking for it, if that's fair.
Zootopia 2 was good, and we didn't see Goat, but
I think it's in theaters now.
yeah, it is. Zootopia 2, I think, is still.
I don't guess we have to pick now either. We don't have a sometimes we get a sponsor with no sponsors or anything.
No, I have one place in Flyer, the new urgent care, it says in the name, what is it? Care Now, I think, is taking over this urgent care.
The one next to the Cook? The one next to the Cook Clinic? The urgent care next to Cook?
Yeah. No, the one that was, you know, the urgent care right across the street.
Is it the one right next, that's what I'm saying, the one right next to where the Cook building is, like the Cook Children's Building? There's an urgent care on this side? On 156 over by Walmart?
No, right across from the park.
It's right next to Cook, right? There's the Cook Children's Primary Care Clinic, Dr. C and Dr. Soria, and then there's an urgent care on the far corner.
On the corner, yes.
Okay, that's now a Care Now?
About being a sponsor.
Got it.
They
Okay.
changed to Care Now.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't know there was a Cook. I was trying to look at the Swank motion picture website, and what movie did, you said Mario Kart?
Mario Kart.
Mario Galaxy
Oh, I'm sorry.
or Zootopia.
We had that one already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't live through that again.
It was bad. It was so bad. I'm sorry, James.
But
I
my
know you're.
grandson loved it, so.
I didn't even. I couldn't even watch it. Okay, it looks like Goat is 93% review, Fandango, 85% Rotten Tomato. What was the other one I said? Zootopia 2.
Well, if we don't have a date, hold it,
91% Rotten Tomato. One. Looks about the same. Looks like Goat and Zootopia have the same ratings percentage-wise, so. Wait, what, Mario? Oh, I'm being updated. Zootopia 2, if it's a park event, and also the SpongeBob movie is going to be out. Have you heard of that one, James? Okay, I wouldn't watch that one either. So, for the park, I guess I've been updated here. It's Zootopia 2. That was the recommendation for the park event.
I can't confirm that date, so if you guys want to just hold on to it.
Oh, yeah. Maybe something else will come out in the meantime. Who knows? Christmas in the Park is always the first Saturday, December 5th, 2026.
Money on it.
And I have a price quote here for Christmas in the Park from Inflatable Party Magic for all the stuff, which includes 2 tents, tables, chairs, lights, Polar Express train,
Sorry, can you tell us what that includes again? 2/10?
The usual 210,
Uh-huh.
all the tables, chairs, sides, lights, all the same
Okay.
items we always have. The Polar Express trackless train package, and the 16-foot tall Christmas double lane dry slide with staffing, and the Euro bungee rental.
Euro bungee. Does anyone remember if the Euro bungee is as popular in the winter as it is the summer?
Well, I'm pretty sure this is the exact list of everything you had last year.
Did we have it last year? Oh, yeah, we had it last year. It was the year before that that was canceled.
Right.
Okay. The years run together.
Yes, they do.
What are we at?
Okay.
We need to make a motion then for how much?
4660.
So I just want to point out real fast that the price went up $1,400 from last year for the same thing.
We didn't have people working it last year.
Yeah, we didn't.
So it costs 14 on the
Test it.
inflatable slide? This is only the inflatable slide, not the ice slide.
We're talking about the ice slide.
No, this is just. I'm just looking at this paper that we have here that says two tents, tables, chairs, lights, Euro bungee, 16-foot Christmas slide, trackless train with driver, $3247.03. Is that because we had a credit? That it says that was the quote. This is just a.
We did have a credit because the year before that we canceled. Remember?
It doesn't say a credit was applied on that one. It says the credit was applied to the Train Sky Pirates trackless train. But it does not show. Well, I don't mind prices going up, but $1,600? $1,400? $1,400? From $3247 to $4660 for the same thing just seems like maybe we should. It's not listed there.
No, I think you paid for the tables and chairs on a separate invoice that you paid for the toys. So I don't know,
This is from Katrina, right? It's your paper. You usually list them out separately. You're pretty good at it, so. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying it seems like. Is there anyone else
We
that
can make a
has-
motion, and if it's cheaper than that, then it's cheaper, but that'll be the max on that. What do y'all think?
Does anyone else have the Euro bungee jumping, or is that the only place that has it? My point was just, I wonder if we could get it cheaper somewhere else.
I haven't seen that particular thing, but I don't know about. I mean, she's discounting everything by, bulk items. They have everything we need, you don't have to piece it out. But we can look if you want.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I just was throwing out the idea that it seemed like it was expensive. I wasn't offering to go and look up something else. I was getting other people's opinion.
I think we ought to go ahead and take this bid this year, and if we want to look at some other options for the following year, then we'll have a whole year to think about it. Because you know how fast these places book up,
Did you?
so. I'd like to make a motion that we okay $4,660 to inflatable,
Party Magic.
that for Christmas in the Park, December 5th, 2026.
I second the motion.
All in favor? Not opposed?
Katrina, do we already have the second train?
No, we do not. I don't know if you guys want us to send a train.
It seemed like it really helped last year, didn't it? There, people weren't having to wait so long to get on the train, and they were working well together. I'd like to see us look for
I
a
hate to have
second
a,
one.
I hate to have a second train at Christmas, only because we have that Polar Express one. So then is it someone's on Polar Express and then someone's not? Mm-hmm. So
Were
I feel
they-
like Christmas, we might just have one and then have two at 4th of July.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying? Just because if we're paying extra for the Polar Express, then maybe it's more worth the wait. Maybe. If it's horrible, we can remember to not do that again.
The other one from Pyro, y'all remember it was broke down, the wheel was broke, I just didn't bother with him. We would need to find a third day.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion.
Is there anything else that we need to get ordered for Christmas?
No, I have the price quotes for the decorations that you guys are waiting on, but that's all like the expenses I have for Christmas.
Anything for yoga or Tai Chi?
I don't have anything.
Okay. Discuss, consider, and act to approve purchase of Christmas decorations.
Let's start with the wreath. You guys voted and you suggested a 30-inch wreath, I believe is correct. So I tried to find some pricing for that, and most of them are 36 inches. But I did find a couple that were 30 inches. One does not have any lights, and I didn't know if lights, is that, do we want lights? Does the board plug them in? Okay. So to get lights, the only one I found 30 inches does not have lights from Evangeline Specialty. And then they have 3 other choices of 36-inch wreaths with lights. And then there's pricing, I got pricing from 2 different websites. One is considerably less than the other. And they're pretty different, so I'll just
What's the difference in them? I think the biggest concern is the weight of them, isn't it?
Are you able to pull up Evangeline Specialties and Holiday, what does that say?
Holiday Forum.
Jesus. Yeah, maybe I can see it. Hey, you read that and tell me what it says, holiday whatever. Mm-hmm, that's what I thought. I'm just wondering, this one is EvangelineSpecialties.com. They even have their website. They come with reviews? Do people review them on the website? Holiday Outdoor Decor.
The pricing isn't even, it's separate, I have to get it. Take that one. Oh, no, 36, yeah. We have clear lights and everything, right?
No, the city offices are red and white.
That one is multi. Most of them have a choice, clear lights.
This is a 2-pack, PVC Pinery 36-inch light. Piece, commercial grade with 100 LED. Okay. Other one. Hold on. I'm really confused because it says the one pack of the mixed pine is $245, but the two pack of the pine wreath is $177? Weird. Can we see the other company just beside it?
Are these all battery operated?
So James, I know you suggested the 30-inch. Could we do a 36?
It's just for this building. This building, there's not room for the 36. It's either do 24 or 30, or, I mean, you might be able to squeeze a 36 in there, but they thought it'd basically just be peak to the top of the awning out there, it'd just be too big. Yeah.
We better go with the 24?
I would think so, yes.
So this Christmas Lights, et cetera, has a 30-inch wreath for $109.99. 30 inches, 100 lights, which is the same as that one that we just looked at, right? 100 lights. It comes in white, comes unlit, and it comes soft twinkle. $30-inch, 100 lights, $109.99. And this is, no, this is Christmas Lights, et cetera.
Do they have 36?
They do. They have 24, 30, 36, 48, 60, 72. $109.99. It's white. White lights. Are we doing white or color? White? Doesn't matter.
It's up to y'all. I mean, like I said, currently the bulbs we have are a white, like a bright white, and a red, I believe. That's what's on the city offices. So you could, I mean, I think multicolor might look a little funny, but maybe not. I mean, it's, yeah.
The one we had on last year, that was all white, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Oh my gosh.
That looks nice.
15 pounds? Ooh, complimentary pine cones, spelled incorrectly. You can close that page. We don't need things that don't spell complimentary correctly.
And then the squirrels will just go up there and tear it out, whether they can eat them or not.
Can we do more research on this and just table it for tonight? And bring
Yeah,
it back?
because this website that I found, I would have to verify that it's a real website. It just says christmaslightsetc.com.
Well, we have lots of accounts on lots of Christmas websites, so I know that.
Okay.
Okay, so I have all of the,
Well, I just found a 36-inch wreath is what, 30-inch wreath that was lit.
quotes for the pole decoration. Okay, here's another one.
So we need a 30-inch lit. Okay. Is there anywhere we need a 2-pack, James?
No, I
Like
believe
anywhere we need the 36-inch, like would we benefit from getting a 2-pack of those, or is just the one that we need for the?
We only really needed one for this building unless
Okay.
you want newer, updated ones. The other ones are not lit, so we'll either have to wrap them.
Where do the other ones go?
On the library and City Hall. The fire department, they do all their own decorating. They have a large wreath as well.
So we have two that would, do you know where those are?
They're in the storage building.
But they're not lit.
No, they're in the off-site storage. They're not lit, no. They may, I mean, well, I think we wrapped them last year. I think they're not like pre-lit. We wrapped lights around them.
But those are 36 inches?
No, 42, I believe.
42.
I'm not 100% positive, but they are pretty big. Yeah, and those have been around for a really long time. We've had them, they look in decent shape, but we've had them for a really long time.
Those are ones on the metal?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I wrapped one of those.
Okay.
That we never put them out, but I wrapped it.
I know they had one hanging, I believe, at the library for sure, and I thought they added one here.
No, this is a different one right here. Yeah. One on City Hall was not one of the metal framed ones. I got those at my house, and then I wrapped them with lights, but we decided they were too heavy and couldn't take the metal off.
Oh, you're talking about the pole decoration ones?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, those really are too heavy for almost anything. I mean, yeah.
So we have two others that are different than
We have
that?
two other ones that were originally hung on all the city offices. We had one for the library, one for the city hall. We've never added one here just because there wasn't a lot of viewing of it. And the fire department has the same size.
There's-
There's hooks they have that they mounted to and kind of hung off the side.
Is there any way I could pick one up so we can look at it?
I'll get them to pull those out of storage.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great. Let's see what they look like.
If we need a bow on them or something?
Y'all wanna look at the pole decorations? You had requested pricing and they finally got it to us for replacing, poles.
Back up just a little bit. Is there a smaller snowflake?
Well, you guys should buy 6, matching at a time.
I do remember that there's a couple of them that are starting to look pretty.
Here's a snowflake on a dandelion.
If I recall correctly, we decided a couple years ago that 6 was the number, if you remember this, James. 6 was the number we should replace annually to put into rotation,
Right.
to get rid of the ones that are weathered and worn out. Does that sound right?
We did say that. I don't think that that's really gonna completely do the trick, but that's what we agreed on.
Yeah.
Like to just kind of, that way we know every year we're buying 6 new ones, we can replace some of the old ones, put the new ones in, because they have to be bought in pairs so that they match up, right?
Yeah, and then you just have to keep in mind that the sizing is different. The ones that go on Westport are larger, and the ones that come down here have to be smaller to clear the light bulb.
I know there's some of the smaller ones that do need to be replaced. I don't know if there's 6 of them, though.
Well, like, I know, like, some of the snowmen that had faces on them don't have faces anymore. They don't necessarily look bad without them. A few of those didn't, make it through the
That's for
last
down
season.
on Westport.
Well, those are pretty small. I think you could,
They were in town.
they,
don't have any
they were on Westport, and I didn't think they belonged there, but they had the mounting that went on Westport, so they were smaller ones. We did buy a handful of small ones, because as the median narrows, really big ones had the potential to overlap, so I think that's why we had a couple small ones, but those, at least one of them was missing the face. The candles, a handful of those, they're starting to deform a little bit,
Yellow, yeah.
and I want to say at least one of the bells was looking rough, so.
And the 8-foot bells, the really big ones that are red, there's some pretty ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a note that we need to replace 4 large bell pole decorations because they are turning orange. I don't think there were 8 out. Pretty sure not. I think, what got stolen that year? Do you
It
remember?
was a soldier, I believe.
The candy canes lasted quite a while, didn't they? Dana? And they're already starting to look bad? The bells look bad. We've had those for a long time.
Hey, this is
Okay.
completely off topic, James. You see those Branch USA themed garlands? Could we get some of those for the 4th of July? Does that look like it fits? I can't really tell what that is.
I think that, I mean, to me, it looks like just wrap whatever you want. I mean, like, it looks like it's just.
It's not like a
garland,
piece.
garland. Theme branch garland. Yeah, I look like that's just price per foot for garland.
Like that's just a bunched up piece of garland and you would wrap it around the pole.
I mean, that could be nice and do like an archway out of that or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Do you know if 16 inches? 16 inches?
16 feet.
16 feet.
I don't know how, we'd have to look to see how much, but you would
I
need.
mean,
more.
that says 12 inches.
But it's price per foot.
It's,
Looks like it says 12 foot, 14 foot, or 16 foot to me, no?
oh, I see. So it's the 12 inch, 14 inch, or 16 inch. And then you buy it per foot. So it's $8.50 a foot, whether you want the inch of the tips, like the little strands.
Right. How many pieces are sticking out?
Oh, it's less exciting. I thought it was $8.50 for a roll. So it's about $80 for a 10-foot long. How big are those arches?
You have to make the fit. I guess I'm not sure offhand.
At
It has to
least
go the
12
full width
feet.
of the
Well, I'm just
sidewalk.
digressing. That's not what we're talking about. I was just asking. Sorry.
It'd have to be the full width of the sidewalk.
We can go back to topic.
A minimum of 8 feet up plus whatever the width was, so you'd need probably
20 feet.
But just real quick, it may be cheaper to do this than to do a
Then do
balloon arch
balloons, yeah.
and less time consuming. Just think about it.
We could probably do that for $200 or $400, whereas if the balloons are going to cost $1,500, keep it in mind.
Sorry, I was just distracted by the garland. So Dana says we need, sorry, you can go back to the regular thing that we're supposed to be doing. Dana said we need ornaments. 4 ornaments?
What?
Posts? Bells or ornaments?
The bells to the oldest decorations are orange.
So, I don't like those bells, but hey, why not? Yes.
Dandelion is the one that we bought mostly from, but I mean, we have bought from this one too. Which is that one. Evangeline is trying to be there.
Can we see Evangeline's bells? I really don't feel excited about using a company that doesn't know how to spell words.
There's the bows that we have. Soldiers.
On the candles. Family and friends. And your Christmas
Here's
cards.
the trees.
Okay. Fine.
There's the
Those
candy
look fine.
canes.
They all
Yeah,
look
just a
fine.
minute, 'cause I got pictures
A
all
little
throughout
mixed
here.
in.
Doug's birthday.
There is Evangeline's bill.
I like the other bill better.
But do we have we don't light those up, right?
Right, ours are gonna be without lights.
So the lights don't, a ghost. Just leave them up for Halloween. Little Pac-Man ghost.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But no lights.
Yep.
Does it come unlighted?
Yes.
Is it the same price? Because it's $4.95 lit.
A little bit less, but you have to get on the price, and I don't know what that one, but I can.
This is Cindy. I'd like to make a motion that we buy 4 single bells from Holiday Outdoor Decor for up.
We'll do 2 of something else.
We can buy 2 more, something else. Do we have 2 more places to put bells?
Well, you're gonna
I don't,
replace the 6.
we only have 4. We have 4 bells. We can replace 2 of something else.
Yeah, you could do that. And they're 5 foot, so I think these would have to be the ones that went on Westport. I want to say those are all 6 and 8, is that right?
The bells were 8 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, I think these will look fine. These are 5 foot. That
You
still
said
look
don't
nice.
get any more 8 feet, so that would be
Yeah.
better.
All right, so let me rephrase this. This is Cindy. I'd like to make a motion that we buy 6 of the single bells from Holiday Outdoor Decor without lights at a price of up to $371 apiece, which should be less with no lights. Do we?
So 6 is about 1,800. Make it 2,000.
Will a couple $100 cover shipping?
$600 covered shipping last time.
But how much did the bell cost? Oh, $600 for everything we ordered.
The candy canes, I think, yeah.
It typically comes by truck freight, so the shipping's high.
I mean, I can get the exact price and bring it back.
Are we under the gun at all on time?
I don't think so. Sometimes they're on sale, but I can't say anymore for that, so.
On here it says 371 compared to 495.
You know, it's just that it's all season, which is what you guys usually like to do.
Right.
I think the price is a little better, but I can't promise.
6 of them. Okay. Okay, if we average them out and guess
So,
it.
I'm
guess it
sorry.
would-
I was just doing 300. So it is 22.26 if we get 6 bells at that listed price of 371.
Right.
Well, I didn't even add the quarter.
No, yeah, plus shipping.
71.25 times 6. It's 22.27. So if she's saying it's 600 for shipping, it's going to put us at 28.27.
All right, I'd like to make
For
a
6
motion that
bells.
we spend up to $3,000 on 6 bells. And the price listed is $371.25 per bell with the lights. We want them without the lights, and hopefully this will cover shipping.
So a motion for 6 bells up to $3,000, no lights. Motion by,
This is Larry, I second.
seconded by Larry, all in favor? None opposed? Sorry. And then we'll look at the wreaths next time. We'll do the wreath next time. Because we need a 30 inch or 30 feet? 30 inch lighted wreath. It's like, we need one 30 inch. James says the other ones look fine, so, yeah. All right, Easter egg hunt,
I think the Easter egg hunt went wonderfully.
awesome.
It was so nice to have so many park board members there as well. And I heard a comment from somebody on they were talking about Clyde Warren Park, who only had 18,000 eggs, and they had a lot more people than we did. And they made the comment that said, "You never saw eggs disappear so fast in your life." Well, we've seen it. But I think it went real well. Thanks very much to all of our volunteers, and Oasis especially, and Katrina and the DJ, everybody. It went very smoothly, I think.
So my only comment about the Easter egg hunt is that we should skew the number that we use, that with the littler kids, it takes them a little bit longer. Not that they need less eggs, but there's less 2 and under children. And there's a little bit more 3 to 5, and then that 6 to whatever age group we did is when I think we should put an extra box on theirs and take a box from somewhere else. Just because of the they're independently running, there's more of them, that's the age that they love it, they don't need mommy and daddy's help, and they're gone. So I just think we need to put more eggs in the age group where there are more kids.
Something else we could think about is, I know we keep going up 1,000 eggs every year. I don't know if we need to go up. We already, we can just think about that, I guess.
It can still be the 26th and 27th anniversary of us doing the egg hunt without having 27,000 eggs and 28,000 eggs and 30,000 eggs. The kids don't care. I mean,
Or we could just cap it 25,000.
yeah, our area stays the same, and yeah.
So more for 3 to 4?
Well,
No,
my other observation was that there was an age discrepancy this year for me. Remind me of the age groups that we did this time?
2 and under,
2 and under.
3 to 5.
Uh-huh. 6 to 9 and 10 to 12.
and we weren't talking about putting more eggs out for the little ones. Not putting as many out.
Right.
Putting more out for the 2 older groups. Because there's more kids.
Yeah,
Right.
that's,
I-
those older groups.
Right, I thought I heard it the other way around, so.
The 3 to 5 and the 6 to 9.
Right.
So I think I think 7 to 9.
I think we could almost include the 3-year-olds in
In
with
the 2 and
little
under?
ones, yeah.
And then do 4 to... I know. I just saw a lot of kids that probably were 3, and that 2 to 3 blurs. So maybe we leave it 2 and then just
Go 3 to 5?
3 to 6.
3 to 6-year-olds can be pretty.
So I'm thinking kindergarten is 5 and 6. So once you have to be 5 to start kindergarten. So by April, you're at least 5.5. Do you see where I'm going? So maybe 6, I don't know. Yeah, we can discuss it later. I just think that that was my observation, that we needed more eggs for the middle group. No, I like 4. I just think that we need to adjust it. Because 6-year-olds and 9-year-olds aren't the same size. Okay, yes, we'll put a note to talk about it like next year. Perfect. Well, and with the way we do it now, where we put the eggs out, it does make it easier. So if we needed another age group, we could. could do an adult egg hunt at the end. 13 and up. 21, the 21 and up. That's going to be in your yard.
Bottles of Jack Daniels.
Okay, 8B. Oh, anything else? I'm sorry, Katrina, for Easter? I think I like it the way where we put the eggs out and it works really well. So, and there's less naughty parents that way. Less naughty parents that way. There's still a few, but there's much less. Okay. Discussion regarding a request to integrate a children's entrepreneur market into an event. So Katrina got an email from a company, and it kind of sparked an idea, and I wanted to just discuss it with y'all. So the request was for a child entrepreneur market. And the way this child entrepreneur market is, and it's all children who are independent entrepreneurs, like developing their business. I want to be a 3D printer maker, and I'm going to print little fidget spinners, and they sell them. Or I'm going to make lemonade, and this is the lemonade stand. But, which I think is a fantastic idea, and I don't know why we never thought of it, because my own child one year said, hey, I want to sell something at the park, but I don't have $50 to buy a booth, because she's 12, she's 13 now. But for the past 2 years, she said to me, she actually got her dad to sponsor her one year, and then she chickened out. And she was like, well, can you give me $50 so I can set up my booth, and then I'll keep the profits? And he was like, well, since you're my daughter, yes. Anyways, this is jokes aside. When this entrepreneur market came around, I thought, what a brilliant idea. Not that we use them, because they need 50 spots to have all these kids come in, which I think is a little bit over the top. But my suggestion or my recommendation was that I feel like there are enough. I know that my own child would do it. She's 13. She's still a kid. And then I found another little girl that lives in, I think she lived in Sendera Ranch. She was face painting. Her grandmother bought her a face painting kit. And so she was painting all of her siblings' faces. And that would have been cute for her to set up a face painting booth and, charge $1 for people to come. So my suggestion was that we think about having a few free spots. We've never given free spots to anyone before. So this is what Katrina had brought up, to these entrepreneur children specific booths, and just stick them at the end of one of the event rows, like in a corner, like 5 in a little circle where they just have a table or something. That was my suggestion. I didn't know what y'all thought about that. But it would have to be a real child entrepreneur. I don't want somebody's parent who is using their kid as a front. Like the child would have to.
Yeah, it sounds like we'd be policing.
Right. So,
Which is why I think if we keep it small and we have them even present to us, this is my idea, this is what I'd like, or I don't know how we would verify it. So this was just an idea. Like if my kid is selling lemonade, I'm not making the lemonade. She's making the lemonade. Do you see what I mean?
I think we do need to draw the line at food or drinks, because then you really need to get the health people.
So I actually spoke to health department the 2 or 3 years ago that my child asked to do this because I was curious.
On a street corner, it's a different thing.
He advised me that so Texas now has an updated sticker. It's like a lemonade cottage something. Cottage law, as long as you sticker everything and there's a phrase, you have to go to the health department's website to look for it. There's a sticker you can have printed out, and as long as it says this was made in a home kitchen, they can't regulate it because you're verifying that it was made in a home kitchen, that it's not approved, and that's not regulated by them. But everything has to be individually labeled and marked.
is this actually an organized group?
So the proposal that we received was an organized group. But the requirement was that we provide them with 50 free spaces. We don't even, exactly. We don't even have 50 free space, like 50 spaces to sell. So unless and then they provide all of whatever, and they get all the revenues, and they do all the things.
Right.
So my idea was to kind of borrow from their concept and somehow make our own. I don't know how we would make our own, but five children, I don't know, under the age of 12 or between 12 and 18, so that we know that they're doing it themselves. Because at a certain age, a 5-year-old can't cook independently. So we could limit it if it was cooking, but also they might, I'm looking at you because I know you can do this, 3D printing. Like maybe they want to print out 3D printers and sell them, or maybe they want to crochet. I have a friend whose daughters crochet little bunnies and stuffed things, and they usually donate them, but maybe they would, I mean, they don't live here, they live in Euless, but maybe they would want to, somebody crochets, they crochet on their own, and the girl that I know does it very well. Her mom does not help her. So my proposal was to genuinely offer free spaces to actual child entrepreneurs that might not have the $50 to have a space.
I think it sounds really interesting. I think it would be very difficult to regulate.
I didn't look into it any further because I didn't know what anyone else thought. I thought it was just my idea and I would bring it.
And
So
I've seen my grandchildren who are 8 and 10. I'm going to hear about that when I go home. But they have friends and they have made, they're both quilting already, sewing, but they have friends who are doing the 3D printing, and one of them's got dragons that this kid has given her that are absolutely amazing. So I think that there might be an avenue for that.
Well, we've had 2 kids with 3D printing booths at the last couple of events that paid for it.
They paid for their own.
Something like,
the parents pay for it, right?
Somebody paid for it, right.
if we kept it to like arts and crafts stuff, I think it would be a lot easier to food, things like that, baking cookies, who knows? I mean, I would prefer it would be something they were made by hand, you know, like they call them survival bracelets made out of 501 cord and, you know, beads, things like that. But food would, food, lemonade, yeah, I don't think we want to.
I really and truly think that, I know with the sticker on it, you may not be able to be held liable, but I would hate for somebody to bring something and unintentionally make several people ill. And if those people were to sue the city, who knows?
It's because it's been made in a home kitchen.
Right.
Everybody's home kitchen ain't all that.
Right.
So how do we,
I like the handmade idea where if you handmade it, like quilting, if you've been
Yeah.
quilting
How do we
or
limit-
crocheting.
the amount of people?
Right, that was the other thing. Do we just say we have 5 spots, first come, first serve? Do we do a lottery system?
Because
Do
I'm
we
gonna tell you, I
rotate
already
them?
find it really challenging to limit just the number of snow cone vendors for the 4th of July.
I mean, I think this would be easier because we have 5 spots. You can all be quilters. I don't think we're gonna say if you're a handmade quilter, we can only have 1. I mean, if we only have 4 booths, they can all be quilters. I don't care. I don't know how it would work either.
I have to ponder this.
Okay, ponder it. Thank
We could
you.
guarantee 5 spots and then have like if we didn't sell all the spots or rent all the spots that we have them pay half price
Okay,
for the ones that are left over. You know, instead of just this, we gave away 5. You know, we have some extra that we will sell you half price. Now, there may be some,
yeah, I think that gets a little tricky, then who
Yeah.
gets the free and who gets the half.
yeah, well, that's true.
Draw it out of a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd almost rather just have 4 and draw from a hat. Whoever submits, we draw 4, and if you get the lottery, you know, you get the spot. And you have to be,
I mean, advertising that sounds like a little
I don't think we're gonna advertise it the way you think. I think it's gonna be a simple post on Facebook, and we're not trying to fill it. It's just if somebody were actually interested. I hate to limit a child's ability to participate in something because their parents don't have the means to come up with $50 to help them. But maybe grandma bought them a needlepoint kit. I don't know.
I just think that so-and-so's business, they're gonna be irritated if they have to pay and they sell the same thing.
Well, they're an adult.
That's what I was gonna say, because you mentioned the 2 kids who had 3D printing, and they paid $50.
But 3D printing isn't handmade, it's machine made.
But still.
I mean, if what he's saying is
We
handmade,
would
it
say
has
that
to
they
be.
couldn't submit if they're doing 3D printing.
Yes, it has to be a handmade product, not a food product, but something that they're making by hand. A painting
You might be
or,
opening up Pandora's box there.
No, it's okay.
I do think it's an awesome idea to try to figure out how to do it. You could limit it to 5 things and make it to where it is just young future entrepreneurs
Right.
with certain stipulations on it.
Like a kid's Shark Tank or something.
And I mean, we don't do free, so it's a complimentary space limited to, and we need to come up with those guidelines.
Okay, sounds fair. So no food, I'll work on it. No food.
Sounds like a subcommittee.
No. Committee. Less than 18. So I actually, in my head, envisioned we give a vendor who's paying a spot of, what is it, 20 by 10 feet? 15 by 10. So the kid entrepreneurs get a 7.5 by 5, like 2 of them per booth. So we would really only essentially, in my brain, be giving 2 spaces that would have 4 child entrepreneurs with a handmade item. But I'll think about it. If you guys like it, I'll think about it. I didn't want to think about it if you guys were like, oh no, I don't want to do it. And then like the logistics of, I'll look and see if other people do this in other cities.
Well, I don't know about others. Well, I don't think it was sponsored by a city, but several years ago, my daughter participated in an event that was, the entire event was only kid entrepreneurs. So it was, kids would bring crafts, and there was less of a emphasis on what they sold. It was more, they were required to do all the components of it. So if you took money by credit card or cash, they were expected to make change or process cards and interact, and the parents were not supposed to be involved the least amount possible, and they had to have a chaperone. If there was problems, they had to step in, of course, but the expectation was the parents would sit out of the way, and it was more geared to having kids interact with customers and, you know, advertise and set up and do all those components. So like my daughter, she made beadable pins. I mean, that's really, you buy a kit. It's an assortment of beads. You assemble pins. She had ones that were pre-assembled. You had kits that you could send home with people they bought. They could assemble themselves, but she had to do all that portion of it. Other people did, you know, bracelets with the beads on those as well that either had names and stuff like that. People did 3D printing. Some people did completely purchased things off of Amazon and just resold. But that was the entire, and there was a cost, but it was like $20 for each kid to be a part of that. And it was like completely dedicated to it. So there was no food items in that scenario either. But there wasn't a huge regulation, and I'm sure in some cases that the parents probably did portions of that. It was more of, I was kind of on the honor system. They didn't have anything that was, I mean, I didn't see them enforcing anything, but I didn't see anybody breaking the rules where they were trying to, you know, sell a product that was obviously not involved with the kid. Mm-hmm. But the emphasis was really just getting kids out there and doing that component of it. And it was, I cannot remember. I believe it was in Denton, but it was not the city of Denton that did it. They just rented a space, either at a school. It's been so long, but I can try to figure that out. But it was a independent organization renting space, and it was, yes, it was tons of kids. But it was, and in that scenario, it was only kids could participate.
I wonder if it's the same place that emailed us.
It might be. I could look at it and see if my wife would know. She's the one who signed it up, but. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, it could be a standalone event. But that's, you know, again, that's another event, another thing to run. But it was a neat idea and it worked well. We only participated once, but she also did other booths. As far as for like a money, I don't think there's a huge amount of money. It's a lot of people, you know, spending money on it just to encourage kids to do stuff. I don't think it was.
It teaches them a whole lot more than just collecting money, but how to
Right.
speak to adults and how to
that
present
was
your
the-
project and how to display it. And they did that, they had the expo at the high school, and these are high school students.
We went to that. Yeah.
And but there were some of them that, I mean, I felt sorry because they were so tongue-tied. And then there were others who had practiced what they were going to say. They knew exactly what they were saying. There was a young lady there that was selling bakery goods that, oh my gosh, she was unbelievable. She'll be on TV someday, somewhere. But her goods were good, they were well displayed. She had recipes sitting there waiting for people. But all the kids had to learn how to do that. And it might be something we want to do just on a freestanding thing at some point.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really interesting.
It was a neat event, and that was what we liked, is that it gave kids, especially ones that are a little more timid, gave them some experience and kind of forced them to do that, because you can't prep them for every possible question that people ask, and people would ask tons of questions. How did you come up with this? What did you do? How did you do the pricing? And it was, like I said, but it really wasn't a lot of enforcement. It was the honor system, but we didn't see anybody really breaking rules either. So, I think if the motivation isn't somebody, as a standalone event, I think nobody cared how they got the product, as long as it was, that they had the kid run and advertise and handle the money and the communication. So I think it's a neat event. It's a neat idea to do.
Yeah, and some of the scouting groups, the Girl Scouts sell Girl Scout cookies just for that. They could maybe do, not Girl Scout cookies, but something, the Boy Scouts, same thing. I don't know if there's any 4-H groups around or anymore, but there's a lot of groups that would be interested in a standalone event like that to help them earn this badge or that badge or whatever it is.
This organization, I just looked up the email. It's called North Fort Worth Market This is the North Fort Worth Market Manager that contacted us, and it is called Children's Entrepreneur Market. And it says that she could scale down, but they typically will do their own events. So I guess we could also just give this organization a day. Do we have to be there? I mean, like, you want to use our park kind of thing? I don't know. I guess I'm just confused because it says, I'd like to look into the organization before I opened it up, because it says that they typically have 50 vendors at any event, and that includes food trucks. So if you have a food truck, is it really? Oh, that was yours. I was like, really? Food trucks?
No, I was letting her know that their capacity is
Okay.
larger than what we can normally.
Okay, hold on. Where did the one that she said? Okay, it says our standard booth size is 10 by 10, and to accommodate 50 youth vendors, we typically need approximately 7,000 square feet. We could scale down to 30 if that better aligns with your overall layout. So I think she was trying to tack on to one of our events. Hey, we want to come to 4th of July, we want to come to Easter event, but Easter's only an hour, but they want 2.5 hours or something. They like a 2-hour event, so.
If we look
So
into
maybe we
it,
did it next Easter, I don't know.
right, and do it before we do all the Easter stuff, or possibly do it 4th of July, and they start selling their stuff at 1 o'clock. We don't start doing everything else until, 4 or 5.
I think that would get tricky to do that like that, because we have to be there and let the vendors in and.
Well, that's true, yeah. But I think we could piggyback it on something. I think that would be really interesting to do.
Or if she was happy to do it at Easter, we don't have vendors at Easter, so that would make sense. We just have a
Would
few
they-
sponsors, and then we're not charging anyone. We don't have the problem of I paid $50 and she didn't, because we don't really have vendors at Easter. We just have the ones that we invite by invitation or that sponsor the event. The sponsors get a booth. That's the only way you get a booth at the Easter egg hunt. so.
If we decided to let them come, then would they let kids that we know be in? I would like for you to find
Yeah,
out.
I'll find out for sure.
The
Yeah.
kids that we know in this area, if they wanted to
Right.
participate.
And that was why I thought
Or do
maybe
they have
we
to
know.
belong to this
Exactly,
club?
yeah. Yeah, and I don't know if they
Right.
have to pay to be in the club. I didn't look up the club at all.
Well, that's why I gave it to Sarah,
Yeah.
because she has mentioned this before, so.
Real quick, I do think that piggybacking on Easter next year, because Easter's already kid related,
Right,
might be a good idea.
right. Or the rodeo. Okay, any future agenda items? Well, then we'll adjourn right at 8. Bam.
Sarah's wearing the shirt, you guys will tell me what size.
Men's large and
This conference is no longer being recorded.